Welcome back. Every rancher knows proper nutrition is important for cattle. Although minerals make up a small part of the total diet, they play a big role in an animal's overall performance. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter tells us how producers can make sure their cattle are getting the minerals they need to remain healthy and productive.
Minerals are as vital to cattle as grass, water, or air. They play a part in almost every aspect of growth, and cattle perform better and more efficiently utilize feed when minerals are balanced in the diet. Cattleman to Cattleman visited feedlots in central Nebraska to learn that proper cattle mineral status is crucial in the receiving pen, but providing that nutrition goes all the way back to the cow herd.
The thing I feel that's probably the most important to get cattle off on the right foot is nutrition. We feel that it's important to get as much nutrition into those calves to get the calves off the right start, because we all know that healthy cattle start with nutrition.
We find that a lot of the issues we face aren't vaccination issues, they're mineral issues, that it's proper nutrition with that animal throughout its lifetime.
When that calf hits the ground, he's got to be strong, and he's got to be able to get up and go. And if you got a good mineral program, he's going to do it.
Quality forages and other feedstuffs can furnish a large portion of the required minerals. The ones not provided by feed can be easily and inexpensively supplied through the use of Purina's Wind and Rain cooked mineral tubs. These free choice tubs include 14 essential minerals to help correct deficiencies of available forages while keeping a herd's health, growth, and reproduction optimized.
The biggest thing that we're trying to accomplish is get the calves to eat. Get them eating. We use lick tubs out there to satisfy them, to get them to do something, because a lot of them are looking for a place to go.
It works so well to get the calves to eating, and I mean, if you don't get the calves to come to the bunk to eat, you're in a mess of herd, seems like. Because if they're not eating, they're getting sick on you and you just have trouble.
Purina's Wind and Rain mineral tubs contain Avela-4, which is a package of organic trace minerals that aids in the improvement of reproductive performance in the cow herd. The tubs also provide the key nutrients needed for a fully functioning immune system so that cattle are prepared to face the stresses of weaning and transportation.
There's a lot of micronutrients in those tubs, which gets that immune system, keeps that immune system going. And to get a healthy calf, to keep a healthy calf, you need all that. And so it's just all part of the program, and we've been using it for the last 3-4 years, and it works really well for us. We've seen a decrease in morbidity and mortality. The calves, when you put those tubs out, they're just it's an automatic. You watch them and they lick the tub, they go to the water tank, they go to the feed bunk. It's awesome stuff.
We've done several tests, and we've figured that our pulls are down as low as 30% versus the ones that we didn't use the tubs. Because I've got some customers said, no, I don't want to use them. And I says, well, okay, when we just sort of run our own test, and we've kept track, and it's in right around that 25 to 30% less pulls. Those are big dollars when you talk about treating a calf. It costs you $35 a head to treat a calf. And then that isn't the only thing. If you don't turn him around, you have the chance of losing him.
The molasses formula is highly palatable to cattle. Studies show that cattle offered minerals through this form more consistently consume their needed intake on a regular basis. The tubs offer the ultimate in feeding convenience, which is ideal for producers with other time commitments.
I recognize that it's sometimes tough to have the time to put mineral out like it needs to be. So at times a year, these tubs make it awful easy to get proper nutrition available to those cattle. We are a believer in utilizing those, and they've been a very easy, useful tool that when we have high stress times, we can put those out in places and in a very easy way. They're sitting there, they're ready, and before the cattle even get here, it's done, and we know we've got to start it heading in the right direction.
Proper placement of the tubs is another key to proper intake. They should be in the back third of the pen to ensure less aggressive cattle are still getting the nutrients they need.
There's always shy and timid cattle, and they're the ones that probably need the product the most, and they're always hanging back in the back of the pen, and that's why we place those tubs probably in the back third of the pen. And it seemed to be that the cattle that don't want to come to the bunk right away are the ones with their heads in there licking them.
That's been a real good place for us to catch those cattle that aren't getting to the bunk as quick and hanging back a little bit. It's been a good opportunity for those cattle to catch into that, or cattle that maybe don't compete as well as some bigger cattle. They still get a chance to get an intake and have a positive vitamin and mineral package getting into those cattle, and so our immune response is going to be built up with the vaccines that we're utilizing because there is proper nutrition behind it.
It just allows the calves to come up and lick on the tub, and then they'll move to the water tanks, and then from there to the feed bunk, and where they'll get their ration, and it helps them getting those calves from the back kind of acclimated to come to the front, and on their way by they kind of get a starter going.
Wind and rain mineral tubs can benefit cattle producers on all levels, not just in the feed yard. Cow-calf and seed stock producers should also look to incorporate the tubs into their programs to help head off any problems before cattle move down the production chain.
It's very important not only to do the things right here all the way through, but to deal with people ahead of us that have done the same. Somewhere, if we are lacking the nutrition that's needed, we're going to find that problem in a feed yard later on. We maybe can't take those cattle the distance and have those last 100 pounds put on because they don't hold up. We find a difference in quality grade that we don't get that quality grade that we're expecting from those cattle if they had a time in their life that was void of some nutritional needs.
We got a lot of customers out there that have went through the summer that's saying that they didn't need to put any mineral out, and what I'm telling them, get some mineral in them, get some tubs out there. A calf coming in short of mineral is going to be a high stress calf. I emphasize, get your calves on a good mineral program. It's the cheapest in the long run. Calves that are not on a mineral program, they probably have the loss of anywhere from 20 to 25 bucks a head.
Studies have shown wind and rain mineral tubs have the most consistent intake of any mineral formulation. That means cattle will consume what they need when they need it.
Our biggest goal is to get the calf eating. Get him eating, get him comfortable, and if you can do that the first 25 to 40 days, you've got it whipped. If you don't like the bunk, he'll just put his nose in the stress tub, and I have never seen a calf turn a stress tub down.
I'll verify these tubs continue to pay and are worth their value. If they didn't pay, we wouldn't do it. And it's very important for our customer base that we make good decisions that have good paybacks. And if there wasn't a payback, we wouldn't be competitive to continue to have those customers come back. And so it's a very big deal for me to have something that continues to work and works consistently.
For just pennies a day, you can ensure that your production objectives are not being hampered by inadequate mineral nutrition. I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Now you can learn more about Purina's Wind and Rain mineral tubs at www.cattlenutrition.com or, of course, cattlemantocattleman.org. Stay with us. We'll be right back.